have a phone call from a 23-year-old asking about which mutual funds he should be investing into, and to not have any debt, to have his house paid off and not have any credit card debt, no more student loans, everything's all paid off, and now he's investing money into mutual funds. The rate that he could, 15% of your income into a mutual fund, most of them is about $5,500 a year is the max you can put in. So at 40 years of him having that mutual fund, working his regular job, investing in just that one thing, or there was another one too, investing in just those two things, he would have about $330,000 into those two mutual funds, and good growth mutual funds, and then that $330,000 would be worth like $3.6 million. I was like, damn, I could be $3.6 million into the bank by the time that I'm 66. Like that's 40 years away. So that's what I want. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to become a millionaire. Fuck it.
True. Fuck it. Why not? I mean, I still want to get into the investment field as well. Like I want to invest into like some actual shit because, and I have the resources to do it. It's just like every time I do, I have this, because I mean, I was raised, lower income bracket type of thing. So I definitely have a lot of shit I got to break about myself as far as that goes, like bad habits and stuff like that. Like, I gotta be honest with you. I mean, fucking money just burns a hole in my pocket. I give it to family. I give it to friends. I get this pride thing where I'm just like, no, I'll pay for this, even though if I don't have the money, I'm like, no, I got it. I could do it. I could fucking do it. And it's just a pride thing. And it's like, I gotta just kind of let those bad habits go. But yeah, I mean, I never even thought about budgeting shit until I moved out of my mom's house, and like, the first time I really had to budget stuff. And this is how bad of a budget I did too, was like I wouldn't pay attention to shit. So it's like the girlfriend I had at the time, she had 2 kids, so I was budgeting for 4 people, right? And so I would just be like, yeah, no, go get this, and we'll be all set with that. And I would just like pay up ahead of time on bills and shit like that. Like I was doing really good. But then what you don't fucking account for is that little fucking chink that gets thrown into that, budgeting armor you got yourself set up in. It's like, I just paid 2 months ahead of time. Oh, we're breaking up?
That's not budgeting though. That's not budgeting. Well,
I mean, it's budgeting as far as I had it, so I could budget myself 2 months worth of rent up ahead of time, so that just on the off chance I wouldn't have the rent the next month because let's say I got cut back on hours, I would be set for 2 months. I had that buffer, you know what I mean? So I did budget that part. That's
you just budgeted the wrong way.
I budgeted too much. That was too much.
You just budgeted the wrong way.
So now it's like I get kicked out, and it's like, or not get kicked out, I voluntarily left, But I was like, I'm taking the car, so you can keep the apartment, but I'm taking the car. And it was just a shitty little Subaru that I mostly paid for anyway, so fuck it. And like, and so, like I had to learn that, like, just don't pay your bills ahead of time. But like, what was the method that you used to budget? I know you cut out some stuff, but like, what is your way of how you did it? Like, you take your income after taxes, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm. My income after taxes. Yeah, I'm just literally doing, I mean, it's nothing special that I've done. It's just the way that Dave Ramsey had talked about it on, to me, that guy's been on radio for like 20-something years or something like that. He's been doing something right for a long time. And so I just kind of like picked up pieces where he was at, and I follow his little step. And he's got like a 7 baby step process, and it's just follow the baby steps. Save $1,000 as a rainy day fund. Then snowball your debt, smallest to largest. So like if you had a $3,000 credit card, you pay that off. Whatever your payments were for the credit card, what you were paying a month, you throw that at your next payment once your credit card's paid off. So then you're paying that credit card plus your normal payment toward, you just snowball your debt. I don't have to snowball anything because I don't have a credit card or nothing, and the only thing I have is the only debt I have is the Forerunner in the house. So once I'm done paying off the Forerunner, then Candace and I can attack the house like together like crazy. I can take right now. I budgeted with the income that I have, and then with paying all my bills and giving myself $120 a month of like fun money, just cash, take out cash and then spend that cash. Yeah. With that $120 a month and, like our dinner, how we went to breakfast at that restaurant that I took you guys to. I budgeted that into there. I budgeted like the phone bill, going and getting pedicures and my haircut that I get once a month. Like I budgeted that into my monthly budget, and then obviously insurance and car payment and all the payments, everything. And I still have like over half of my income. I should be saving like almost $3,000 a month is what I should be saving, that I should be seeing coming in, but I don't see $3,000. I might see like $1,500 a month. So I'm spending a bunch of money on something, like things around here. And this week was the first. Yeah, this week was the first week that I had taken out. Not the first week, but the first week that I had marked the cash that I've been spending. And I took out $40 on Sunday, and I haven't spent any of the $40, and I haven't been using my credit card, nothing. So it's been like 3 days with not buying anything, which is strange for me. So I'm curious to see how it pans out, man. For me to get this Forerunner paid off.
Like if you were to... Well, just hold on one second. So, like, when you're saying you're not buying stuff, just because if people are listening, they want to know. So, when you're saying you're not buying stuff, because I mean, you mentioned like you have your things like a mani-pedi or whatever, and then breakfast, out to eat, all that stuff. Now, are you saying like if you're driving back from work or driving to work, you're not gonna stop and spend money on like a $3 coffee from Dunkin' or something? Yeah. Is that what you mean by that? And then, like you're packing lunch to go to work and
we went out on Sunday and we bought our food. Candace made a list of ingredients that she needed. She planned out what we were gonna eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and have a snack every day. And then in that, she saw what we had in the house. Wrote down what we had in the house and then what we needed to complete the meals at the store. So we went, and I think we spent like $120 at the grocery store for a week's worth of groceries. And that's at Harris Teeter, which is like a notably expensive store, but they get healthy food. So we figure if we're gonna go, for the saving money and eating, meals from the house and not eating out every day, then we might as well start eating healthy again. So we figure, we'll eat healthy that way. We'll buy good, healthy food and spend a little bit extra on it. But I usually would eat out at lunch every day at work. I would go to, some country grill, where it's just gravy, slopped meat and potatoes and, nothing good for you.
And it's like $10 too. Just
it's like $10 at least. With a sweet tea that's 140 grams of sugar into it. And I mean, there's the money that I'm cutting out. Like I said, I planned on my budget with a month's worth of Saturday morning meals. We go out in the morning, get breakfast at our little local breakfast place. I planned on that. I put that money into my budget. I put the pedicures into the budget. It helps Candace, with her feet. She's always on her feet at work. So that's a luxury that I'm willing to sacrifice that money a month to go do. It's not like we're completely cutting back and not doing anything, but
that's personal.
Get rid of.
You can write that shit off on your taxes too, right? Like I
didn't know that.
Let you know. Yeah, dude, save the receipts for that because that's personal care. That means you're not spending money to go to the doctor. It's preventative care. That's what I'm trying to think of. It's called preventative care because you can write that shit off. Yeah. So go ahead. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I mean we just have planned out what we're going to spend our money. Gave our money a name, like gave each dollar bill a name. And that way all the dollar bills without names, I can throw it at the Forerunner in a month, and once I pay the Forerunner off, hopefully by this time next year, then 15% of my income will go into a 401a or some sort of mutual fund, IRA, something of that nature.
I think it's a 401b, I think is what it is. For the,
no, a 401a, I would put it into a 401a with my company, and then if I ever left that company, I would transfer it over to a mutual fund or IRA. But anyway, I mean, I just want to...
You got a plan.
Yeah, I hope to have the house paid off in 5 years.
Oh, yeah. Then you're just basically sitting on an investment essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's the problem with like paying off shit. Although I will say like, the way I was working on it, like, because I buy the extended warranty on vehicles and stuff, and like as you know, I have a Prius, and I took out a 5-year loan for that, and it's like $350 a month or something like that. But so what I've been doing with that is like when I go to budget my stuff, I do the same thing. I look at because my big thing that I would spend, again, this was because of the way I was raised and stuff like that. I would either spend money on video games or shit that I didn't necessarily need but wanted. So it's like I would cut back on the shit that I wanted and do the stuff that I need. Personal care stuff. I need to go to yoga to make sure that I'm able to do massage. I mean, I'm still spending money in that regard, but it's not like, like I allot myself a certain amount of money. Like you said, you have that $120 a week. My big thing though is like
a month.
Yeah, a month.
$120 a month for cash.
Not a week. Yeah. I know I fucked it up. Yeah. But what we do is like in our joint account is her mom, like when she helped us budget it out too. I mean, I took a little bit of how I budget stuff, which is I instead of paying like a few months ahead of time, I'll pay like a month and a half. So I halved my payment bill for my car to essentially, I mean, I still pay I still pay the $335, but what I owe if I get behind in a month is only if I end up needing a leeway month, it's $169. So like if I'm gonna go away on vacation to Maine during the holidays, it's like I only have to pay $169 in December because I have it paid up to that point. So like that's what I mean is like I pay a little bit up ahead of time, just start hedging my bets that way. But yeah, I mean, budgeting is ironically fun. Like, I almost want to offer it to people for free because I love budgeting for other people. Even though I suck at math, I know how to save people money. Like, I can figure out how they can save money. And, I mean, there was this one lady
You're challenging yourself, man. That's all you're doing. You're just challenging yourself to stick to something, a plan that you write out. Once you write it out in a pen and paper, you got to challenge yourself to stick to it. And then eventually it gets to the point where you are like, man, why do I allot myself all that money? I could cut out a bunch of this, and save more money. And it's a challenge against yourself.
Coffee,
that's all it is.
Fucking make it at home. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you get used to the convenience factor of some shit, But, I mean, I was sitting there thinking, because like when my car was dying, I still had some money I owed left on it. So I had to take out a loan that was a little higher than what I normally would have to do. And so when I was looking at buying cars, I was going to get this HRV Honda, and it was and the reason why I wanted to get it was a standard, right? Because I'm like, I'll save some money. It'll give me 30 miles to the gallon. Like that's pretty fucking good for a Honda CRV. It's a hybrid car or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not fully hybrid. And so when I was talking with my girlfriend, she's like, well, it's that 30 miles to the gallon is great, but and I've always wanted a Prius anyway. Like I just like the fact that it's like $50. I mean, at 50 miles to the gallon, I only have to fill up like every 2 weeks, but it's $20 in gas, like that's all I have to fucking do. So I was looking at it like, the payment's going to be a little bit higher than what I'm used to, which I think my last payment, like on my other car, was like $250 a month. So I went up $100 in a car payment, but I also saved like $200 in gas. So it's like for the work I do, I'm traveling a lot. I think I was putting up like 235 miles a day, something like that.
Damn.
So for 5 days, it was a solid 2 hours worth of driving almost every single day. So between oil changes and gas, I was pumping out money. I mean, I was losing money for a little bit there, but just so happens I got a better car and also a closer job. So it's like, fuck it, But yeah, I get what you're saying by saving money, and it's nice to have a goal that you put towards your, whatever, like and stick to it, like you said, whether it's, a budgeting something, or maybe you want to cut out some sweets, or maybe you want to work out more, or want to play less video games, or it's that first initial push that you got to really do. But
yeah, it's like an actual New Year's resolution without being a New Year's.